Paris, March 1314. A 70-year-old man stands chained to a wooden stake on an island in the Seine. His body is already broken. 7 years of imprisonment and torment have reduced him physically, but his eyes burn with something untouched by pain. His name is Jacques de Molay, Grand Master of the Knights Templar. Thousands have gathered expecting a confession, a plea, a final collapse. Instead, he does the unthinkable. He withdraws every confession extracted under pressure. He declares the Templars innocent, and then, in a calm voice carried by the cold Paris air, he condemns King Philip IV of France and Pope Clement V, calling them to face divine judgment before the year ends. Under medieval law, a man who retracts a confession of heresy must die immediately. The fires are lit. They are not built to be quick. Witnesses later recorded that Jacques de Molay never cried out. He repeated his curse until smoke filled his lungs and his voice was gone. 33 days later, the Pope was dead. 8 months later, the king followed. Coincidence or something darker? For more than 7 centuries, people have whispered about the Templar curse, and it is only the beginning. What you are about to hear are 10 medieval execution methods so brutal they were designed not just to kill, but to terrify entire populations into obedience. This is Hidden Secret Tales, where we uncover the histories that were never meant to be told this way. Medieval executions were not justice. They were about control. They were public rituals meant to break communities, rewrite morality, and remind everyone watching that power was absolute and mercy optional. These were not accidents of cruelty. They were systems. And once you understand how they worked, you'll never see the Middle Ages the same way again. Burning at the stake was not merely an execution. It was a theological performance. The church taught that fire purified the soul by destroying the corrupted body. Suffering in this worldview was not incidental, it was necessary. Canon law forbade clergy from shedding blood. Fire provided a loophole. No blade, no blood, only holy flames carrying out judgment. The condemned were paraded through the streets in yellow garments painted with flames and demons. Crowds hurled refuse, stones, and insults long before the execution site was reached. They were chained, never tied, to a post. Ropes burned too quickly. Wood and straw were stacked deliberately, often only to chest height. The executioner's skill mattered. A fast fire killed within minutes by searing the lungs. A slow fire built with green wood and damp straw created thick smoke and minimal heat. In these cases, death could take 3 to 4 hours. Witnesses described the smell as unbearable. Strong men vomited. Some victims lost their minds before death arrived. Joan of Arc, 19 years old, burned in Rouen in 1431. Records note 6 distinct cries to Jesus, meaning she remained conscious far longer than most accounts admit. Her executioner later sought confession, convinced he had killed a saint. He was right. For treason in England, death alone was insufficient. The punishment had to be instructive. The condemned were dragged through the streets on wooden frames. Crowds followed, throwing filth and stones. Hanging came next, but only to the edge of death. Then the process continued. The body was deliberately kept alive as long as possible. What followed was designed to erase identity before life ended. William Wallace, executed in 1305, remained conscious through much of the process. His body was divided and displayed across the kingdom. The message was clear. Resistance would be remembered piece by piece. Perhaps the most calculated method of prolonged destruction. The condemned was bound spread-eagle to a cartwheel raised above the crowd. The executioner used an iron bar. Ankles first, wrists next, then limbs, then ribs. Each blow was placed to shatter bone without ending life. Once complete, the broken body was woven through the spokes and raised upright. Victims often lived 2 to 5 days. Birds were not driven away. Jean Calas, innocent, died this way in 1762. Justice came years too late. Revived from Roman law, the condemned was sealed inside a sack with live animals. Darkness, confined space, panic. Then the sack was thrown into water. Death came by drowning, but terror came first. Vlad III did not invent impalement, he perfected it. The stake was prepared carefully, rounded, oiled. The body was positioned so gravity did the work. Victims could live hours or days. Forests of stakes surrounded his capital. Even Sultan Mehmed II turned away. Fear had won. Rare, debated, documented. Victims were suspended upside down to prolong consciousness. The saw moved slowly. Position mattered, so did time. Authorized by English Parliament in 1531, the condemned was lowered gradually. This method was abolished 16 years later, considered excessive even then. The removal of skin while alive, slow, methodical. Marco Antonio Bragadin endured this in 1571. His skin was preserved and displayed. Thrown from heights, sometimes instant, sometimes not. Those who survived the fall often died slowly below. Iron cages suspended in public places, death by exposure, bodies left for years, warnings made permanent. These methods were public, prolonged, intentional. They were meant to teach obedience through terror. Executioners were not monsters in their own eyes. They were professionals, and that is the most unsettling truth of all. History likes to pretend cruelty is accidental. It isn't. It is engineered, justified, and repeated when systems allow. Empires don't fall when violence appears. They fall when violence becomes routine. This has been Hidden Secret Tales, where we uncover the histories that were never meant to be told this way. History remembers the executioners. We remember the victims. And the darkness does not end here.